Welcome, everyone. I'm John Holiday,
And I'm Crystal Holiday.
and welcome to
Time
Time to
to wake
Wake
up.
Up. And it's funny how, I was telling my wife, I said, it's time to wake up, folks. And it's time to wake up certain individuals that's on the fence about which way they want to go, how they want to, go about choosing to vote and not to vote. But I'm here on a man's point of view. I just want to just touch bases real fast and real quick about how I know some men are on the fence because they're wondering, oh wow, is a woman going to really hold it down? Is a woman going to be able to uh, take care of these United States? It's such a big job. But I'm here to say this, that if you do your research and you see what everything that Kamala is doing and promoting and trying to put and really trying to implement a lot of positive things, I think it's not that hard of a decision to make when it comes to the important things that
Very
she's trying to
important.
implement. But I'm just here to say, listen, it's not about a man thing. I think it's about what we
Yes.
need to do is look at what's needed in these United States, what's needed in our society,
Hmm.
as not just as individuals and human beings. I think it's very important that uh, we not think about, oh well, it's a woman. No. See, me personally, I mean, I'm just speaking on me. I was raised pretty much two sisters, a mother. Even though my mother and father separated, he still was in my life. But I was surrounded by women who really held it down. So, they set examples, for me. And so, me, that being said, I can't really say no, a woman can't handle things. 'Cause I've seen a lot of
And
things
not to mention,
in life.
he also
Oh,
had three daughters. So our daughters are very important, and their future is very important to us as well. So we're looking at the future with each president. Now, with Donald Trump, the future for a woman is dim, really dim. For example, he will do that national ban on abortion, and that will affect women drastically. It will affect us, putting us all the way back to the Jim Crow era, where we don't have any rights.
and I think that's horrible that a woman can't decide what she would like to do with her body when given the time to decide to do that. It shouldn't be anybody telling you, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. You don't know that person's personal situation, you don't know their health situation. I just think it's just something that's just not a good thing,
And
okay?
having three children, that's a life or death situation.
Yeah.
And with the Trump uh, policy, they want women to be pregnant year after year after year after year. Once you get your monthly and you're able to have children, they want you to just keep having children. And
And
that's not
and
realistic.
and it's funny she says this because I mean right now if y'all haven't heard about the 2025, a lot of stuff
Project
that
2025.
project 2025. Let me be clear, and if you was to go and listen to some of the stuff, just some of the stuff that he's trying to
You can
implement.
go to KamalaHarris.com and type in / project 2025, and they'll break it right down for you.
And one of the things that really troubled me, now me personally being a working man ever since I was 17 and now at the age that I am ready to retire. And here's a president that's talking about eliminating Social Security. Um, I have a problem with that because there's a lot of senior citizens that don't have a financial stability when they become, retired. Some people have retirement plans, some people have 401ks. Sometimes, listen, that's not enough. You definitely need that Social Security. to be also into your financial, stability per month. And it's just, I think it's just a horrible thing that he wants to eliminate that. For what?
And Medicare. So you rely on Medicare and your Social Security once you retire. Now, after working 30, 35 years, that's the last thing you want is to worry about money not coming in.
Yeah.
And they also want you to work until you're 75 years old. Now, most people don't even live to see 75, but they want you to work until 75 years old.
So that right there is no social
It's
security
true.
for the elderly after working all your life. You got to deal with no social security now, or it's being cut, or someone's taking it from you. I mean, let's, come on. How humane is that? Um,
Inhumane is
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Inhumane is that. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's a lot of things we just want to just talk about briefly. Everything that we are talking about, please do your research, look into it. That's why it's time to wake up, folks, because
Wake up.
this is so serious. Okay,
Yes.
uh, and one thing I was saying, public education, they're tapping on that.
They're actually going to eliminate public education. They're going to close down the board of education, and they want to give private school vouchers. Now, if your child is not smart enough to get into some of these private schools, even with a voucher, your child is being set up to be a failure as far as
Pretty
school.
much.
Now, what they should do is put money into the education, public school education, because a lot of people, if you are only making $30,000 a year on a job, you can't afford no private school education.
Not at all. And see, we're talking about waking up because I know we're there's positive things um, that Kamala is doing, but I want to just talk about if we don't get Kamala, we're
And we
talking
need
basically
to.
about the things that's going to happen. So, like once again, do your research and
And they're going to get one thing that's detrimental to us is them getting rid of the Constitution. The Constitution protects us. If they get rid of the Constitution, the president, it'll be if it's Trump, he'll be able to do anything he wants. He'll be able to kill and not have to answer for it. He'll just run amok,
well, let's just say like once he's in there, there's no getting him out of there. See,
and he will
he
never
wants to
leave.
be like over there in England, you have kings, where though you got a king, he's in there and they're in there for the long haul, the term, family handed down, family. Well, this is not England. This is the United States. Okay, this is what and how we do. Okay, we voted on a president, and the longest term they can do is 8 years, and then we look for another president.
But Trump is already trying to say that the election is rigged, and he's already was found guilty for trying to rig the last election. This election has not even come yet, and he's saying that it's
Well,
rigged.
that's just some of the tactics that he's going to be pulling. He's going to be pulling everything he possibly can pull out of the hat of corruption. But anyway,
It's just time for us to wake up. Anybody who is undecided, just go on to KamalaHarris.com, Project 2025. This is the agenda that the Republicans want to push.
yes, mm-hmm, yep.
We can't afford it.
And what bothers me, I consider ourselves middle class. I do. And being middle class, you're wondering why, you're getting hit over the head with all these taxes. Things are going up. You're not getting any tax breaks whatsoever.
Yes.
And here's a guy who wants to get into office and just raise our taxes like even more so. And even the people that's under middle class, they want to keep coming at them to pay more taxes,
We
housing,
are
whatever you name it.
right now we pay more taxes than the millionaires and the billionaires. And we are working constantly. See, we don't go to sleep and money is being made. Okay? We actually work for our money. And
Yeah, I think it's just, think it's just a terrible thing. I think they really need to.
the one thing about Donald Trump taxes is his tax law is going to cost the middle class and the lower class 3,900 extra dollars
Yes.
per year.
Hmm.
And the people that have the money to give extra, they're not going to be taxed
Which brings
in a high
me,
tax bracket.
I agree, and that's a good point. Because once again, raising these taxes and trying to provide and afford, just living in your home, all these taxes is going higher and higher. One thing I was looking at recently and how they were saying how, the child care, and how they're going to go about, trying to touch bases on that. And when they talked about that to Trump and Vince, they was like, well, we're gonna, the numbers is going to do this, the numbers are going to do that, and
That was Trump.
then you had the Vince saying that, well, maybe they can get their grandkids or their aunts and uncles to watch
The
the kids,
grandmother and
the
grandfather to watch
grandmother,
the kids to save
yes,
money.
and
Because
that bothered me so much because here it is once again, your grandparents, they done lived their life, don't mind having the kids, but to actually say that they can rely on the grandparents for child care, and that's the answer to the
yeah,
child
well
care.
now what
What,
Vance was saying is that, because middle when you're middle age, menopausal, and that you don't have anything else to do, so you might as well watch the kids. But
wow.
me having three children, and they're grown now, they have their own life, their own children, but I don't want to be a babysitter. It's time for us to
Love the
do us.
grandkids.
Oh, I love my two granddaughters,
but
but
but yeah,
how dare you say that a grandmother and grandfather should be the one watching the kids all day long instead of cutting, well, they're going to cut pre-K as well.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and that's how that all came about. But it
hmm
seems like it's just there's no they had no good answer for
none.
that. And I think that if that's the best y'all can say and do, then come on, y'all. Come on. Time to wake up, folks.
Time
Okay?
to wake up.
So, here we are in this situation of choosing. And, to me, it's like this. I mean, for me, it's like if I can take
And
my hands
Kamala is on
further,
the
if I can
top.
take my hand further this way, I will. But I want you to see, how it's just, she's just more on
She's
point.
more for the people. Like, I've never heard Trump ever say, well, I'm going to help the people. I'm going to help the people, and this is how I'm going to help the people. He just said, well, we're going to make American great. What was bad about America? What was bad about it?
Well, he blames a lot of stuff. I
Well,
mean, he blames.
again, with that project 2025, he blames fatherless children for the economic crisis.
Oh yeah, yeah. See,
So if you were raised by a single parent, then that's the problem.
it's
Why it's messed up today.
the theories that he's coming up with is just unethical. Come on, it don't make sense. I mean, really, if you listen to any speech that he does when he's being interviewed, he talks about things. He can't stay focused. He always called slow Joe. Well, what about mumbling, babbling Trump? Okay, because you bumble over your words, you're babbling. You can't stay focused on what you're talking about.
And the social media
It's horrible.
favors him.
I
They
don't see why.
they don't see anything that he's doing wrong. Even if he say that he's going to forgive everybody who did that surrection.
Yeah.
So they're forgiven because they're good people. And 6 people died. I think it was 6 people that got killed.
Oh, but
And he
according to
said no.
him,
Yeah,
no one died.
nobody died.
So I don't know what was he looking at. Where was he at? What planet he was on? Did he black out and then came back to reality?
I've never seen somebody lie so
So
much though.
it's
I've never.
it's just something that my wife and I we're going to be doing these
Little snippets.
snippets and these upcoming news clips that we can listen to and bring it to you because we just want to just bring an awareness and the importance how we have to wake up, y'all.
We have to wake up, and we got to wake up before the election and go out and elect a person that will give us freedom, not be in bondage.
No, not at all. So if you have a relative, a friend, let them know how important this is. And
Our
this
freedom is at hand.
is no joke. And I tell someone I was a little disturbed a little bit. I was working with a coworker, and he told me he wasn't voting. And I mean, I didn't get too into it, but I could tell that he probably wasn't even registered. But people like that, to me, for you not to vote is a vote for
For
Trump.
Trump.
And I think if you have any complaints or you don't like the way things are going, how can you make a difference if you're not voting? So it's very important and paramount that you do
Yes.
vote to get things to swing into our favor of getting things, correctly put into places.
Also, make sure that you're voting for the Senate and the judges because we're in this predicament because people don't come out and vote in the Senate races, in the judge races, in the mayor races. They're not coming out.
Yeah.
So right now, the reason why Barack couldn't do as much as he wanted to, because of the Republican side and the majority being Republican, and they shot everything down.
Right.
A lot of people say, well, he was black, but it's not about black and white. It's about right and wrong, and it's time to wake up.
Yes, it is. Because don't forget, I know he talked also about if he get in, he's going to also take over the federal jobs. Come on. I mean, that right there. So if you out there,
He's
you're a
gonna
postal worker, he's going to put in
you're
people,
going to be fired
and he's going to put people in place
in place of your job
that he wants to put in.
that are Trump loyal.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just so many little clippets and things that you got to pay attention to because
Yes.
this there's a person that just wants to be in total control of our
And we just
everyday life.
definitely, we just want, because see, we're just normal, everyday people.
Sure.
We're in our backyard, We want to have the freedom of being able to be in our backyard and not have the military come through the block blasting us. We don't want that.
Because you
We
don't know
want
what to
that,
expect.
right?
These days, you don't know what to expect. So you're
we,
right.
we just want peace and freedom. If we have to work every day, so be it. But we definitely want our freedom, and our freedom is at hand. It's time to wake up.
And let us all live in harmony in these United States. Because here's a guy that's just trying to separate.
Separate,
and it's horrible.
And he just so mean, just not a piece of empathy in him. Period.
Not much. Not
And
much.
I want to do something on that empathy piece as well.
And
So
maybe
just
that
to
could
let
be our
you
next. That could be our
yeah,
next
the
segment.
empathy of Trump.
Yes.
Wake up.
Of the two.
Wake
So
up.
yes. So
Wake
I'm
up.
John Holiday,
And I'm Crystal Holiday.
and don't forget, y'all, it is what
Time
time
to
to wake up.
Up.